Alright, against the odds time, playing some cats in modern. Okay. This is a slightly slow cat hand, but. Oh dear. Oh dear. If this is a combo deck, Gemstone Caverns, Exiles the Spirit Guide. So this is probably a Blood Moon deck. Well, Windswept Heath, go. Oh. Alright, Cycles, Horror of the Broken Lands. So, Living End? I don't know if this hand can beat Living End. Well, crack this, get a Plains, Temple Garden, tapped, pass the turn. Cycles, cycles. Are we dead? Oh, the new cyclers are so much bigger. Urborg. Let's play a cat. I mean, we basically just gotta hope our opponent doesn't have it. Pass the turn, see if we lose. Cycles. Well, not losing yet. Cycles. Cycles. I mean, we're dead in one turn if they find a way to reanimate all this stuff. Violent Outburst, Living End, reanimates everything, and that's a game. Yikes! Okay, sideboard cards. What do we got for it? Watchers of the Dead. It is a cat that faints out the graveyard. It's a one of. We do have 2 Rest in Pieces, which also help. I mean, be aggressive, draw our graveyard hate. That's our best bet for winning this match. This hand gives us Rest in Peace, which is awesome. So Forest and Wild Nacatl. Also got the Caracal to close things out. Opponent, City of Brass. So Wooded Foothills, crack it. Get a Sacred Foundry, untapped. Pumps up our Nacatl. Get in with Nacatl, 4-3. And let's get down Rest in Peace. Opponent cycles, takes a damage. That's fine. Meztec is like all new cyclers. Wow. Okay. Sure. Nacatl's 3. We get to play Brimaz. We might get down a Regal Caracal. We got a Township. Well, that's Cavern. And Cat. Get in with our Wild Nacatl. Play Brimaz. Uncounterably. Not that it's relevant. Pass the turn. Well, we have a 2-turn clock. Gemstone Mine for our opponent. Well, let's go attacking. Alright, opponent's going to use a Living End just to get rid of our board, which is actually sort of fine. I don't think they can beat us casting their creatures. So let's Loam Lion, also a cat. Windswept Heath, pass the turn. Oh, we got Caracal for next turn. Hopefully our opponent doesn't have another Wrath. And Architects of Will does not stop Loam Lion once we get Caracal down. The main risk is that our opponent finds a way to Wrath our board again. Targets themselves. Well, crack Windswept Heath, Temple Garden. Maybe we just wait? Yeah, let's get in with Loam Lion. See what our opponent does. Yeah, Township. No sense in just playing Regal Caracal and losing to another Living End. Try to save it. And our opponent scoops it up. Sweet. Well, drawing sideboard cards. Good way to win modern matches. We didn't draw our cat sideboard card, but that's alright. Let's run it back. And no sideboard cards, not particularly fast. We got a mulligan. Well, no sideboard cards, but pretty fast. So we'll try this. And we could always draw into sideboard cards. So Windswept Heath, crack it. Get a Stomping Ground, untapped, and Wild Nacatl. Pass the turn. Opponent starts the cycling. We still want to draw Graveyard Hate, though. Reflecting Pool for our opponent. We'll play the Plains. Get in with Nacatl. Play Fleecemane Lion. Pass the turn. It's fast! This is like a turn 4 kill. But if our opponent can turn 3 Living End, it's not fast enough. Opponent passes. We draw land. Well, let's attack with both. Oh, God. Let's play Nacatl. Play Wooded Foothills. Pass the turn. Do they have it? Okay. So we're probably dead now. Well, we put our opponent in a position where if they didn't have it, they were dead next turn. And they had it. So, They even had extra mana to not lose their land. Oh, we're dead this turn thanks to cycling. Well, I guess this is the reason to play this build over the more traditional build. Is you actually just win the turn you untap. Thanks to Horror of the Broken Lands. And all these 1-mana cyclers. Oh, this is lethal right now, isn't it? 8, 16, 20. Yep. Well, fair enough. Well, we got a cat win when we drew our sideboard card. Alright, against the odds time. Playing some cats in modern. And this hand is good-ish. So, Temple Garden, untapped, and Loam Lion. Pass the turn. Valakut. Well, we just got to kill our opponent quickly. Windswept Heath, crack it, get a Plains, and Qasali Pridemage, get in for 3. Pass the turn. Also hope that our opponent doesn't have a sweeper. If they have Anger of the Gods, yikes, that's bad. Well, Forest and Cat Lord. Pump up the cats, get in for 6. Down to 11. Come on, no anger. One time, no anger. Mountain. Yeah, there's the anger. Well, that's more lands. Play Pridemage. Temple Garden tapped. Pass the turn. Land for our opponent. Cracks it. And there's a Farseek. Getting up to lethal mana. Caracal would be good. Opponent passes. Ambusher. Well, let's get in with our Pridemage. Ambusher. Temple Garden, go. Come on, no Titan. Opponent draws a card. 5 lands. Do they have Land Titan? Seriously. More Angers of the God. And a Farseek. Oh boy. Fleecemane Lion. Tap land, go. So close. Now we're dead though. The cats almost got there through double anger. If our opponent had 1 anger, we might have won. We actually probably would have won. There goes Fleecemane Lion. So we have 1 turn to draw Path, and that doesn't even really... And I think we're still dead, but that would buy us a turn maybe. Yep, no Path. Our opponent just kills us super quickly. We get hit for 12 at least next turn. I guess we bring in a Path over a Bolt. Bring in Ley Lines of Sanctity over Bolt and a Pridemage. And I guess we can bring in Gaddock Teeg and try it like that. Alright, we get to play first. And double Ley Line, 0 lands. Mulligan. Mulligan, mulligan. Alright, I mean, we'll try this. Well, we'll put Regal Caracal to the bottom. Windswept Heath, crack it. Stomping Ground, untapped. And Nicodle, pass the turn. Let's see if we draw lands, and if our opponent has anger. Mountain for our opponent. Well, Wooded Foothills, crack it. Get a Sacred Foundry, tapped. Get in with our Nicodle. Opponent bolts our Nicodle, hooray. Well, play another Nicodle, pass the turn. Stomping Grounds for our opponent, tapped. No land. Well, get in with Nicodle. Opponent's down to 17. If they have an anger, though, we just lose. Pass the turn. Stomping Ground, tapped. No anger yet. Land? No land. Well, go attacking. I think we got to keep playing stuff. Our opponent didn't anger last turn, so maybe they don't have it. Pass the turn. Tap land. And passes. No land. I'll attack with everything. We have lethal next turn. Are we going to get the cat win? Do we get it? Oh, opponent scoops it up. All right, we were fast enough with just our 1-drops to get the cat win. So we're able to get some wins thanks to our aggression. Yeah, let's run it back. Okay, this is fine-ish. Our 1 Verdant Catacombs. That's the whole reason it's in the deck, is so I could say that. Mission accomplished. We got there. There's surprisingly few of those cat puns in Modern. I would love to play Cataclysm, but not in Modern. Also, there's a land. Let's get in with Loam Lion. Temple Garden, untapped. Play our Fleecemane, cross our fingers that our opponent does not have a anger. This expedition is problematic. There's a land, gets counter. Harass our board. Yikes. Well, Sacred Foundry, untapped. Ooh, so slow. Caracal's sweet, it's just so slow. Pass the turn. Another counter for our opponent. Opponent passes. I'll play Verdant Catacombs. Get in with our Cat Lord. Cat Construct Lord. There's the land. That turns on the Colony Heart Expedition. There's Sakura Tribe Elder. Well, crack the Catacombs. Get a... doesn't really matter. We'll take Forest, I guess. Windswept Heath. Crack Windswept Heath. Get a Plains. And we're gonna see the new Cat Lord, Regal Caracal. It's big. It makes cats. This presents a fast clock. Does our opponent kill us next turn? Is a fair question. Opponent blocks and sacks. Gets a land. Do they have the Titan? If they have a Titan, we just get Valakuted to death. We probably get Valakuted to death anyway, thanks to Colony Heart Expedition. Cracks it. 2 forests. Oh. That also kills us. Yeah. Not fast enough. Valakut's, mountains, million damage. We're dead. Yep. Oh, cats. Anger of the gods. Very good against what we're trying to do. Alright, against the odds time. Cat attack in modern. And, well, we got some cats. Not super aggressive, but lots of power for the long game. So we'll give it a shot. There's a mountain for our opponent. 1-drop? Well, let's just Temple Garden. Pass the turn. Is this burn? Oh boy. Oh, it's Kiln Fiend. Oh my goodness. Let's Forest and Pride Mage. Pass the turn. If we can survive long enough somehow to get down our Caracles, we might be alright. There's Assault Strobe. Okay. Well, we can still chump at the moment. Are we literally just dead? Oh, this deck. Oh my god. Okay, protection from our Pride Mage. Do they have one more spell? We can't block. And Mutagenic Growth. Well, that's what Kiln Fiend does when it gets their draw. Well, we want Path. We want Blessed Alliance. That might be it. Let's cut Planeswalkers and go down one Lord. Try it like that. Alright, we get to play first. And Zero Lander. Well, this hand is not great. Pride Mage, it doesn't matter. It's going to get shuffled away. Well, Verdant Catacombs. Crack it. Get a Forest and Nacatl. Pass the turn. Mountain for our opponent, and Relic of Progenitus. I think they think we're playing like Absent Company. More townships. Well, Windswept Heath, crack it. Sacred Foundry to pump up our Nacatl. Get in. 4-3. And pass the turn. Exiles one of our lands. Might as well. No Kiln Fiend, come on. Pretty sure this deck just has to mulligan and hope they find Kiln Fiend. Removal, please? Oh my goodness. More lands. Well, now we're probably just dead, as ridiculous as that sounds. Desperate Ritual, 3 cards in hand. Lightning Bolt, pumps the Kiln Fiend, 3 mana, 2 cards, and a double strike spell to win. Titan Strength, pumps the Kiln Fiend, gets a Scry. Alright, well, there's 13. Looks like we don't just die. Unfortunately, we don't even have a creature to play. We don't have removal or creature. If we draw land here. Dak. Well, Stomping Ground, go, good game. Drew only lands the entire game. 4 lands in a row. And that's how you lose to Kiln Fiend. Didn't draw any of our removal. Well, this deck is very good at going all in when you don't have anything, and that does it. Okay, alright, against the odds time. Playing some cats in Modern. And I guess we'll try this. So let's just Wooded Foothills, pass the turn. Blood Crypt for our opponent, tapped. Well, crack Wooded Foothills. Get a Forest. Temple Garden, untapped. And Fleecemane Lion. Pass the turn. Forest for our opponent. And Sakura Tribe Elder. Well, let's play a Pride Mage. Verdant Catacombs and get in with Fleecemane Lion. Opponent's probably going to block and sack. Opponent blocks. And sacks. Well, let's see if they have Anger of the Gods. That would be kind of a blowout. Courser of Kruphix. Well, let's crack Verdant Catacombs. Temple Garden. Play a Forest. Play Qasali Pride Mage. Attack with both and just kill the Courser. Put our opponent down to 15. We're actually to the point of monstrousing a Fleecemane. Another Sakura Tribe Elder. Opponent passes. We draw Plains. Well, play the Plains. Attack with both. Man, this is a game where Caracal would actually be sweet. We actually have the mana to cast it. Opponent blocks. And sacks. Another Forest. Well, pass the turn. Ooh, hoo, hoo. Okay. Opponent played into that one. So we'll Monstrous in response. Now this thing's pretty much never gonna die. Explore. Draws a card. Another Sakura Tribe Elder. Opponent passes. We draw more lands. Well, I think we actually have to path Sakura Tribe Elder to get in as much damage as possible. Opponent sacks. Gets a mountain. So attack with both. Second Fleecemane. Windswept Heath, go. Alright, are we dead or do we have the cat attack win? Primeval Titan. Okay. This means we don't win without drawing something. Double Stomping Ground. Valakut. Well, crack Windswept Heath. What wins us the game here? Most of Johnny's, so we have a few outs. Let's get a Sacred Foundry, tapped. Yes, we got it! We got it! A Johnny Color of Pride off the top. Play a Johnny. Cat. It's a cat. Targeting a cat. And our opponent scoops it up. Sweet. That was good. What do we want to fight Scapeshift? I think we gotta be the aggressor. We can go down Ambusher, which is pretty bad. Go up the ley lines, which are pretty reasonable. Alright, let's try it like that. Try to be the aggro. Well, okay. I mean, reasonable curve. Stomping Grounds, untapped. And Search suspended. Well, it's cat time. Windswept Heath, crack it. There's our Caracal, too. Get a Plains and Loam Lion. Cat 1. Search, ticking down. Opponent plays a land, passes. Well, let's Forest. Qasali Pridemage. And cat in for 3. Opponent's down to 15. Oh, we have the curve. Here comes Search. I mean, it really depends on what our opponent can do. Gets a Forest. Sakura Tribe Elder for our opponent. And a Mountain. Opponent passes, we get a Township. We could just be dead next turn. Well, not literally dead, but Titan would be super bad. Opponent blocks, sacks. Up to 5 lands. So land Primeval Titan is a thing. That could happen. Well, play Fleecemane. Stomping Ground, tapped. Pass the turn. Alright, opponent kills Fleecemane. Sure. Come on, no land. No Titan, especially. Opponent plays a land. Oh, they must have Scapeshift in hand. Alright, let's attack with both. Hit our opponent down to 9. Play a Forest. Play one of our Catwalkers. Johnny Vengeance. And we're just going to Lightning Helix our opponent's face. Down to 6. Pass the turn. Technically, we have lethal on board. We're not just dead to Scapeshift without opponent having additional ramp and lands in hand. Removal can ruin our plans. Valakut. Scapeshift. Okay. This is a non-lethal Scapeshift. Well, this is huge decisions for our opponent. If they don't kill our stuff, then we get the sneaky Township win. The sneaky Catship win. Let's see what they do. They are going to kill our stuff. So this means we really, really, really need to draw white mana for our Caracal. Opponent's going to sweep our board, kill our creatures, ping us a few times. Well, come on. White mana probably is enough to win us the game. Path does nothing. Now we're back to being in mega trouble. Oh, they have another Valakut in hand. Ugh. Farseek equals a bunch of damage. Down to 7. Opponent passes. How can we win this game? Is it possible that we win this game? Yeah, there's no good choice here. If we play the land untapped, then we're dead to any land. And there's a land. I don't know if there's a draw in their deck that doesn't kill us. So, play Regal Caracal. And hope, what could they have? A bunch of removal? Maybe if they're like overloaded on Fatal Pushes somehow? Prismatic Omen is one of the cards that does not kill us. Really? Opponent. They could have just killed us with Misty, but nope. Had to play that Prismatic Omen first. Well, let's bring in Gaddock Teeg. Run it back. I guess we can try this. No 1-drops is a bit annoying. Wooded Foothills, go. Misty Rainforest for our opponent. Well, crack this. Get a Sacred Foundry. Windswept Heath. Crack it. Get a Forest, and run our Pridemage out there. Pass the turn. Misty Rainforest cracked. Overgrown Tomb, and Stomping Ground. There's the Sakura Tribe Elder for some more ramping. Well, Temple Garden untapped. Get in with our Pridemage. Opponent can do ye old block and sack. Yep, there's the block. And sacks. Gets a Forest. Well, let's play Brimaz. Cat 2. We're 2 turns and a land away from Caracal, which could be good-ish. It's just so easy for us to die out of nowhere against this deck. Wow, no land? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's what we wanted to see. That is exactly what we wanted to see. Good God. Get in with everything. Oh man, cats. We might get that match win, the catch win. Abrupt Decay, our Brimaz. Yeah, let's path it. We are just going to make sure we can play our Regal Caracal next turn. Get a Plains. Hit our opponent for 3. Pass the turn. Caracal's away. 2 of them. Oh man, Cat Tribal. It's going to happen. It's happening. Finally happening. Search suspended. Farseek for a land. Our opponent could also have a sweeper of some kind, which would be bad. They could have like Damnation or something. Or even Anger. Loam Lion. Well, it's Lord time. We got to do it. Regal Caracal. comes down, pumps the team. We get in with everything. Opponent's down to 9. This is it. This is it. We gain some life, which is helpful. What's our opponent have? Do they have the sweeper? If not, the lifelink from our Caracal, putting us out of range of the scape shift. Uh-oh. They have the anger. Okay, opponent lives, plays a land. Well, let's play. What's the best way to just win? I think we just gotta slam it. Slam Regal Caracal, number 2. Get some cats. Pass the turn. Lethal once again on board. Opponent's gonna be up to 6 mana. Oh man, so close. Come on, cats. One time. One time! What do they have? Land 6? Prismatic Omen? No. Oh my god. Oh, now we're dead. Opponent had the combo. Prismatic Omen means they don't need as many lands to live. Jeez. They had it all. Million Valakut triggers because Valakuts are mountains, and no win for the cats. I don't know. I don't know about the cats. I don't know if we're ever going to actually win a match with the cats. All right, against odds. Cat attack. We get to play first, and we can't ask for much more than this. Windswept Heath, crack it. Get a Temple Garden, untapped, and Nicodle. Pass the turn. Windswept Heath for our opponent. Cracks it. Forest, and Bird's Paradise. And let's just Sacred Foundry tapped. Get in with Nicodle. Nicodle, number 2, pass the turn. Opponent has Thoughtseize. Takes our path. That was our only real protection to some sort of combo. Well, Brimaz isn't a horrible draw. It's another threat. Attack with both. Temple Garden, untapped. Play a Brimaz. All we can really do is keep attacking and hope that our opponent doesn't randomly combo us off. They are pretty close to being dead. They're at 8. Opponent passes. That means Collected Company. Well, we're attacking. We gotta attack. You got Collected Company. Good on ya. Wow. Wow. That is interesting. Kitchen Finks. Kitchen Finks. Well, that gains our opponent a bunch of life, which is not good. They lose a bunch of mana, which is good. Play Stomping Ground. Pass the turn. There's Vizier of Remedies. Well, Forest. Oh man, watch us just get comboed off still. Play Caracal, pumps the team, attack with the crew, get another cat, and our opponent scoops it up! The cat attack, fast enough for the beatdown, thanks to the Regal Caracal. Whew, okay. Well, Path to Exile, definitely coming in. We can bring in Rest in Peace, I guess. Try it like that. Come on, oh man! We got a Planeswalker. Oh, this might be it. This might be it. This might be the cat win. We've been trying so long to get the match win with the cats. Verdant Catacombs. Opponent cracks it. We don't have any interaction. Overgrown Tomb. Untapped. And Thoughtseize. Takes Nicodle. So Razor Verge Thicket and Loam Lion. Pass the turn. Opponent's down to 13 with a second Thoughtseize. Okay. Windswept Heath. Well, play the Forest. Hit our opponent to 11. There's a Caracal, if we live that long. Is this it? This might be the cat win. Pass the turn. Windswept Heath, cracked. Temple Garden, tapped. Another Thoughtseize. Opponent's down to 8 with the all Thoughtseize hand. Land, passes. We draw land, which isn't ideal. Well, play Wooded Foothills, get in with Loam Lion. Opponent's down to 6, pass the turn. Stomping Grounds, tapped. Opponent has Knight of the Reliquary, down to 5. Grab a Sacred Foundry. I'll play the Forest, play Qasali Pridemage, pass the turn. Can attack. Noble Hierarch. Kitchen Finks. Yep. Opponent passes. I'll play the Plains, play Caracal, pump up the cats. Opponent's going to start activating the Knight. Gets a Wooded Foothills. Cracks Wooded Foothills. Back down to 5. Can we win this turn? Opponent passes. Cat Lord pumps our cats. I mean, we just gotta go for it, right? In theory, they lose if their hand is nothing. We probably lose if they have Collected Company. I mean, we gotta do it. Swing with it all. Alright, whiff! 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 Come on! Ronaz and Spellskite. Life suddenly goes from close to good to horrible. Well, that's probably game. Opponent blocks, 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 blocks. If our opponent hadn't drawn Collected Company, we probably would have won there. Just not going to happen for the cats. There's no winning for cat.deck. Opponent goes back to activating their Knight of the Reliquary. Gets a Verdant Catacombs. Cracks a Verdant Catacombs. Is there anything that lets us get back into this game? Opponent's going to go attacking. I think the draw we need is Path. Township. Well, play another Cat Lord. Pass the turn. We can't actually attack. Oh, God. Well, running Collected Companies is what you want to draw if you're the Collected Company deck. Oh, we were so close. Draws a card. Yeah, another Collected Company. You gotta be kidding me! Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh my goodness. Alright, we're on the play. Let's see what our cat hand looks like. Temple Garden tapped, pass the turn. Wooded Foothills for our opponent, cracks it. Temple Garden untapped. And there's a Mana Dork. Bird's Paradise. Wooded Foothills, crack Wooded Foothills. Get a Sacred Foundry, untapped. And Fleecemane, pass the turn. Opponent has Thoughtseize to take our path. Well, let's draw removal so we don't die to the combo. Windswept Heath cracks it, gets a forest, plays a combo piece. We do not draw removal. Well, let's get in with Fleecemane. Play Fleecemane number 2, Verdant Catacombs, pass the turn. I expect that our opponent has infinite mana here, and we're probably dead. Devoted Druid, untaps it. Devoted Druid. Oh, they have Collected Company. And there's their combo piece. And a Viscera Seer. Well, let's see what else is in their hand. This is probably game over. Yep, opponent has infinite mana. Plays a Kitchen Finks. 2 cards in hand. Infinite life. Also infinite scrying. So I think we should probably just scoop it up here. Our cat deck does not have a way to beat infinite life, so... Yep. Well, we gave it a fair shot, but wasn't meant to be. Alright, against the odds time. Playing some cat attack in Modern. And this hand actually looks pretty reasonable. Let's just Verdant Catacombs. Crack it. Get a Temple Garden. So Temple Garden, untapped, and Lone Lion. And Pestern. Mountain, Riftbolt suspended. Oh dear. Well, Wooded Foothills. Crack it. This is going to be about living long enough to get a forest. Living long enough to get down a Caracal. If we can get in one hit with a bunch of cats... with the lifelink, it should win us the game. Opponent's down to 17. Pass the turn. Riftbolt. Ooh, our Lone Lion. Okay, that's a good sign. Sacred Foundry, untapped. And a Searing Blaze. That's a little less good. Well, Razorverse Thicket. Play a Brimaz. We're getting close. 1 land, 2 turns are needed for the Caracal. Pass the turn. Opponent. Stomping Ground's tapped. And bolts our face. Well, Cat Lord. This does let us hit for 6. And we'll choose Cat. Get in with Brimaz. Hit our opponent to 9. I think technically we have lethal next turn if we're still alive, which we probably won't be. Riftbolt. Down to 7. Tap land. Searing Blaze. Down to 4. Goblin Guide. Well, let's go attacking. Opponent blocks. Drops to 5. Wooded Foothills, pass the turn. Are we dead? Land. Eidolon. Okay. Nacatl. Well, get in with Brimaz. Opponent blocks. And blocks. Do we kill the Eidolon? Yeah, I think so. Kill Eidolon. Opponent goes to 4. Play Nacatl. Pass the turn. Opponent passes. Attack with everything. Opponent blocks. Drops to 2. Play Pridemage. Well, this is it. Are we dead? And we're not. Woo! Alright. Wow. Taking down Naya Burn. That was sketchy, but we got there. Well, we get 2 ley lines. We get a Core Firewalker. And we can even bring in a couple Blessed Alliances for more life gaining. Go down a Johnny, Ambusher, and Path. Try it like that. Maybe this is it. This might be the cat win. The long-awaited cat win. Okay. It's a pretty aggressive start. Inspiring Vantage and Goblin Guide. Opponent gets in. We have a Lone Lion on top. While Temple Garden untapped down to 16. Play a Lone Lion. Pass the turn. Riftbolt suspended. Mountain and another Goblin Guide. Opponent passes. Oh, that's a Firewalker. Not a cat, but it does say cast. Wooded Foothills, crack it. Sacred Foundry, untapped, down to 13. But, Core Firewalker, pass the turn. Here comes Riftbolt. Only hits us for 2, thanks to Firewalker. Oh, they're going to kill Lone Lion. Okay. Well, we actually just gain a life and lose Lone Lion. That's fine, because we have a bunch of creatures to play still. Firing Vantage, going attacking. We get a land and Lord on top. Well, block a Goblin Guide. Down to 12. Play Lone Lion. Play Wild Nacatl. Stomping Ground tapped. Oh man, I feel it. It's coming. It's going to be catastrophic for our opponent as we catapult to a match win. Oh, it's happening. It's happening. Oh man, Eidolon? Sure, you do that, opponent. We're almost to the Regal Caracal, and that should close out the game if we get to it. Well, we take damage because of this, but I think it's okay. Drop to 9. Cat Lord. Do some attacking. Opponent takes it. Down to 11. Play the forest. Pass the turn. Opponent passes. Come on, land. Fleece Mane. Well, let's go attacking. Deflecting Palm. Both down to 6. Pass the turn. Don't really want to cast anything because of this Eidolon damage. Riftbolt suspended. Temple Garden. Oh, is it worth it? Is it worth it? Oh, oh, so close. So, oh my god. Let's just attack with everything. If we shock ourselves, we just lose to Boros Charm. Also, potentially to Bolt. Opponent blocks and blocks. Drops to 1. Fleece Mane Lion. Qasali Pridemage. Temple Garden tapped. Pass the turn. Here comes Riftbolt. Hits us to 4. Not dead to just Boros Charm. Thanks to Honorary Cat, Core Firewalker. Oh man, I think we got it. Searing Blaze. Yup. Cats. The cat win. We did it. Oh, we finally did it. And our opponent scoops it up. Whoo! Well, after so many close calls, we finally catted our way to victory against Niaburn. Sweet! So what do we learn this week about Cat Tribal in Modern? And this was a weird one. So overall, our record wasn't great. We got in 6 matches. We won 1 of them against Niaburn. So 1 out of 6 puts us at like 16.67% as far as winning matches. Weirdly, though, our game win percentage was double our match win percentage. We actually won 6 out of 16 games, which is about 37.5%. So we more than doubled our win percentage from games to matches. And what that means is we won a game almost every single match. I think if you look over the matches that we played, the only time we got 0-2'd was against Blistering Rage, and that's not surprising considering our deck has pretty minimal interaction in the main deck. We had a couple pass, a couple bolts. Otherwise, our opponent just kind of has free reign to combo us off, so that wasn't a surprise. We also got the 2-0 win against Niaburn, and then every other match, the other 4 matches were all 1-2 losses, so we were super close to winning more matches. It was right on the borderline. There were some games where like Double Anger of the Gods got us, or we're a turn slower than what our opponent was doing. So it was close. It was closer than the 1 out of 6 match win percentage would suggest. The deck itself, it's actually kind of tough. So here's the problem I found with Cats, and that is you can play Cats and make a fairly reasonable deck, but that deck doesn't necessarily feel like Cat Tribal. So probably the most spiky way to play a somewhat cat-ish deck is just to play all the 1-drops. Wild Nacatls, Lone Lions, all the 2-drops, Qasali Pridemage, Fleece Mane Lions. There's some more. You can play like Savannah Lions, you can play Step Links, so you could play all just 1 and 2 drops, be just full on like 21 and 2 drop cats, backed up by lightning bolts and lightning helixes and Atarka's commands, and be just like Cat Zoo aggro. The problem is that doesn't really feel like Cat Tribal, and that was kind of the deck that we were supposed to be building, was Cat Tribal. And to be tribal, I think you need something that makes tribes matter. If you just happen to have a bunch of creatures of the same type, but there's no creature type matters cards, to me, that doesn't feel like a tribal deck. That feels like a random beatdown deck that just happens to have a lot of cards with the same creature type. So I felt like we had to play some lords. We had to play Regal Caracal, because Regal Caracal was the whole reason it was on the pull to begin with. And then we also played the kind of questionable Cat Lord Adaptive Automaton, which was fine, but it isn't technically a cat until it enters the battlefield. So I felt like we had to play that stuff to really be cat tribal. And that just puts the deck in a weird place as far as mana costs. Like, we have a lot of good aggressive threats. Wild Mikado, Loam Lion, solid. Qasali Pridemage, solid. Brimaz, solid. But then we also have this 5-drop, which is super powerful, but it kind of forces us to play more lands, to have a chance of casting it. Instead of maxing out our curve at Brimaz and being like 21 lands, we gotta be 23, 24 lands to have a chance of playing Rito Caracal. It also doesn't let us play Collected Company. I'm relatively happy with the deck. It was relatively fun to play, and for within the restriction that we had of being cat tribal, I think it was pretty good. But I don't think that cats quite have enough tools yet to be a real deck in Modern. What we really need is a 2 or another cat-specific 3-mana lord, maybe even 2 of them, and that would really push the deck up. If we could have curves of Wild Nacatl, Qasali Pridemage, into a Lord of Atlantis for cats, into a 3-mana lord specifically for cats, that could make cats a merfolk-like deck that was really good and could really take advantage of the fact that the deck has such great 1-drops in Nacatl and Loam Lion. So I think that's what we're missing going forward. But, I mean, we just got Rito Caracal. That's the first cat lord we've had in a long time, so maybe this suggests a renewed focus on the creature type from Wizards, so it could happen eventually. That's the great thing about the tribes, especially popular under the radar tribes, is Wizards will keep trickling in support, so you never know when that lord will pop up, and suddenly cats can go from kind of a fringe, very fringe deck to being an actual deck thanks to 1 or 2 cards being printed, and it feels close. It's missing just like a couple of cards from being super good thanks to the strength of its 1-drops, and those cards are 2 and 3, more 2 and 3 mana lords is what we really need to push cats to the forefront and make it a legit tribal archetype in Modern. So anyway, I'm rambling on. That's been our Against the Odds deck for this week. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.